Okay.
It's the show that sucks with your hosts Harrison and Honzo Gonzo.
See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little light is shining through the window. Let me know everything is alright. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Blowing through
I wish
the
I was recording it right
jasmine
now.
in my mind.
With special guests from around the fighting game community.
Has commentating hindered your ability to place fourth place at local tournaments?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it has. I just suck. I just don't practice anymore. It's not because of the commentary. It's more about just life in general. You know, you turn 30
Just life?
and you're like, just life.
30?
Oh no!
I'm 30.
Wow, you should kill yourself.
Now for your hosts, Harrison and Honzo Gonzo.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
I forget that it just so terrible.
Do you forget it always ends
oh,
like
it's
that?
pretty funny.
Oh, man. Welcome
guys.
to the show that sucks, number 110. I am Harrison. I do stream stuff. I am with Honzo Gonzo. He does nothing, apparently, right now. Evo announced its games. Yay.
Let's talk about the more important issue, Harrison. I'm gonna live under a fucking bridge, alright?
No, you're not. You're right.
I know.
You're okay.
Anyways, Eva. Yeah, so there's a big stream on Twitch. Can we first start off, and I don't want to be, toot my own horn, or anyone else's horn for that matter, or being insulting or whatever. But why can't Twitch stream? Like, is there a problem there? Or, like, do they have a problem streaming? Because I felt like they're bad at it.
Like, what do you mean? How are they bad, and why are they bad? What?
I don't know. There's a few audio hiccups, and in general, it's just like, I don't know, it's just Microsoft talking to Mr. Wizard.
I really wish they would get lavalier mics. Like,
That's you.
I use a headset because I can't afford one. They have $1 billion fucking dollars. Like, go.
They do.
They have $1 billion.
They have $1 billion.
Go and buy some good mics for your fucking show.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just jaded. I was like blowing up Twitch, I guess.
I mean, I was actually at Twitch right before they did that.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I know who else was there.
You do.
Yeah.
Who? Oh, okay. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, he's probably there.
Anyway.
What a surprise! Were you surprised?
Holy shit, we got a subscriber.
Whoa, subscriber!
We need the button. That cancels out my unsubscription. I actually unsubscribed today.
Oh
so.
my god!
So thank you.
It's all right. You lost your job. It's all right.
Yeah, okay. Spam my face in my honor. I have it for like a month.
All right, we're getting off topic. We are.
very
Twitch,
off
they
topic.
suck. No. No, you know what? I think besides that, it's like it was fine. I thought the overlays that they had were, a nice touch to it. I thought.
I like how they had it all prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just it was good to see people's faces during the announcement, as opposed to the fray loop. Not to blow up the fray, but it had to have some kind of. I think a lot of people still don't know who is like behind it, and it was nice for people to know.
Yeah. I wish the fray was an in-studio thing. I think it'd be amazing if they had an in-studio
It would be incredible. It would be the best show on the internet, but
it's hard. It's hard. I understand why it's hard. But, what was I going to say? Anyways, we have 9 fucking games at goddamn Evo. And
yeah, I'll let you finish that. It's crazier than that.
I think most people are happy. Like, there's some fake outrage out there. I was fake mad for Unial. I knew Unial wasn't in the fucking game. Do you think Mr. Wizard knows what Unial stands for? No. So, like, I'm not surprised it's not there. Would people come out for it? Maybe, but not from. I don't think a lot of people from Japan would come out for it. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people would come out. Now there is something. Well, let's just go through the games because I have notes to talk about some of the controversial choices, I guess, and some of the inclusions. So let's just start off with the big fucking obvious one they announced the first time.
Duh.
Street Fighter, guys.
Street Fighter
Oh my
4.
god. They had to announce Street Fighter.
The game that has kept them not alive, but you know what? That's their game.
It's their main game.
It's the game. And on top of that, it's been the game, and now Capcom is like backing it too. So it has that going, which basically no other game does. Nintendo's like kind of pushing Smash 4, but at the same
Killer Instinct has a pretty.
That's true. That's true.
But like
That's
they
true.
don't do their own. Well, they do online tournaments, which is good. I'm not gonna fault them for doing that, but they don't do like big events like Capcom does, but they do support TOs and stuff, and they do actively push their game, and they have people in the community pushing that game. So I'm really not surprised that Killer Instinct is in it as well. But let's just go down the list. Marvel was announced. No one's fucking
Confirmed
surprised.
Undead. I like how he said people think it's dead. I just like how
It's not dead, but it's jaded. I think it's a jaded scene at the moment. And you know what? I think people just need to start picking top tier shit. Fuck shitty characters. Just pick a Kuma assist fucking jam session. Who cares? Just
that game
fucking
is still
pick-
hype with top tier characters if the matches are close.
Yeah, just pick a good goddamn assist and smash it. Like that's what I think that's what people need to start doing. I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like pick a good assist and just start fucking every opportunity. Just smash it.
Smash it.
Smash it. Smash it. So I think that should be the trend because you'll win a lot more. I think. Yeah, Marvel. The third game, Smash for Wii U, which no one saw as a surprise. It's Nintendo's big new game. They are pushing it, I would assume.
It's their new game. They're pushing it.
And Apex has a lot of people for Smash 4. So, I don't see Smash 4. And it's going to draw a lot of casual audience because people are going to be playing that game. They'll be like, man, I want to see how Mega Man plays, or whatever. And, like, people might just go for just Smash 4. Like, they're not into Melee.
Yeah.
They weren't into Melee 10 years ago. So there are new people. Same with Brawl. Brawl brought in a lot of new people.
I definitely agree that there's going to be a lot of people just playing the new Smash and
Yeah.
not the old one. And
Yeah.
there's definitely, at least this year, a reason to have both games.
Yes. And then let's just go on to Smash Melee being in it as well.
Which is like, I think it's kind of a shock, but not a shock at the same time. I think
It's
it's
really-
like, do they really want to have two Smash games, but at the same time, it was so huge last year. It's kind of like, I don't know.
I think it
Just like a
doesn't
Smash
matter
hangover.
that they have two games because the community itself provides the setups for it, as well
true.
as they push it pretty heavily. And they're going to be playing in two different games. All the Melee people, I guarantee, are probably going to be playing Smash 4. Smash 4 people it's probably going to be a high percentage, but way less than Melee people in both games. So I feel like people are going to be paying a lot of money to go play Melee, and people are going to be paying money to be playing Smash 4, and they provide their own setups.
I'm just really curious if they're going to have room. Because
That's the thing.
if they're going to have to, like, say, run, which is insane because Melee had how many entrants last year? It's not going to be on Sunday. Like, just, it's not.
No.
Because they're going to want Smash 4 up there, like, end of story. That's what Nintendo's going to want, is their game to be on Finals Day. But they're going to have to run that in, 2 days, which is fine. Like, they run every game in two days.
But
It's
they
gonna
got to
be-
run.
So, but at the same time, it's like, where are they going to find room? Where are they going to find room to run the shit when we know where it's at, we know the space that that year required, and I think they had 8 games that year. They didn't even have 9 games.
No. I honestly think a lot of the booths are going to be moved into that foyer area, or whatever the fuck it was. You know that.
That's
Remember
actually a
that-
good point. That whole room was the NetherRealm room, right?
Yeah, the
They had
whole
that-
other room was
yeah.
it was the NetherRealm, and then they had all the booths, and then the side games or whatever, and they had
Yeah. They had Skullgirls there too, but it was like after.
Skulls. Yeah, they had a bunch of stuff. It's like the side room, but
Yeah.
I think that room is going to be Smash, and then that whole hallway is just going to be booths and side games and stuff like that. Because that whole hallway area, if you remember, wasn't being used.
Yeah.
So I figure, and I think it's better for the sponsors and people who have booths there because they want foot traffic. You know, more foot traffic, better.
Yeah.
They don't care if it's in a shitty area.
I think
as long as
that
there's
was the
more
one
foot
good thing about this past year's Evo was the foot traffic. And really the place that we're going back to, like you were saying, kind of doesn't really have that unless if they put that big game back there like Smash, I feel like it would, just because of how many entrants it has and all that stuff. But yeah, they need some kind of big game to help them
It's still
back
hard
there.
because Street
Yeah.
Fighter's gonna have a fuck ton of entrants. Like
Yeah.
I think that game is growing, and that's crazy to say, but that game is still growing.
Yep. It'll be so that might solve that problem with the room, but now we have an even bigger problem, especially considering how many people like we don't even know are going to enter. It's Tekken 7, and
That's it.
apparently it's going to be all in arcade,
Yeah,
which takes up a lot of space.
I
Needless to say.
feel like there's gonna be over 200 people for Tekken 7, and it's gonna be on fucking arcade.
Yep.
And that's hard. If there's more than 200, that's gonna be fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah, no, it's super close to Evo, the release date. So I don't know. I have a feeling it's gonna discourage people to not enter it because it's so close, and they won't really have a chance to play it at home yet. It's only gonna be an arcade. And really, the only place you're probably gonna be able to play this game is at events like NCR or SCR or something like that, where the game might not even be done yet at that point. So, I mean, really, there's not going to be many people that are going to have a chance to play it anyway. But I feel like all the old people that have played the older Tekkens are going to be able to pick it up pretty quickly. And, yeah. But even then, those guys still aren't going to have a lot of time with the game.
but
I think
I
you're
know
I think you're right,
Harada-
though, around 200
well-
entrants.
yeah, I know Harada wanted to have more location tests in America. I believe he said that in an interview. Not just worldwide or not just in Asia. He wanted it spread out and more in America. So, there might be more chances, and that might diminish the tournament. I hope it diminishes the tournament because that's going to be a fucking clusterfuck if there's a lot of people. And I want a lot of people to play Tekken 7. I'm all for that game. But shit. I don't like logistically. It's kind of weird going back to the same place, and knowing that you're almost 50% bigger, like especially with the smashes. Like that's such an influx of people.
Yeah.
And it's not like the people who are going for the other games are not going to go. Like let's just say Mortal Kombat X. All the NRS people are going to go play that game. Like that's their game, and people are dogging on it because it's not released yet, but it's going to be released, and guess what? All the NRS people are going to be playing it. That's going to be their game. That's what they're going to be playing. So that's
Especially when there's no other NRS game there.
Yeah, I don't see Injustice 7 in another year. I'm sorry. Once Mortal Kombat X comes out, that's going to be done.
Everybody is dropping every previous NetherRealm
Yeah.
game at that point to pick up that game.
That's how NRS people are, and that's fine. I would rather move on to a fresher game sometimes. But I feel like MKX actually looks very fun, and it looks good. So I'm all for it being at EVO. Unless they patch the fuck out of it and like they patch it 2 days before the event, then that's gonna be a blow up. But
No, they gotta make sure something is right. At least give
like a
people
month.
like a month. Like, hey guys, we're like that's it. Even more so for the people running the tournament too, because people are you just want less problems at the event with, outdated machines. And sometimes, remember the Injustice thing? You didn't even know what patch it was unless you typed in a certain code on the controller. And so you
Yeah.
just didn't know which patch it was.
So fucking stupid.
So, yeah, you
And-
don't want stuff like that happening.
If NRS, I should like tweet them or something. Put the fucking patch
At the
on
bottom.
like at the bottom, like every other fucking game ever. Like I don't know why the fuck I have to enter a developer
Yep.
code when fucking 1,000 people are watching me and I don't know what the fucking code is. Fuck
Yeah.
that. Sorry. I was on stage and I forgot the code. I was like, oh no. I had to pull Hector out of the crowd.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was like, yo, Honzo, you were running in Injustice. You know the code. I'm like, shit, I did. No, I don't. Yeah. Anyways,
How many entrants do you think it'll get?
MK, probably like 400,
400?
500. I think it'll do well. I think it'll do admirably.
I think the fact that... Well, I guess we'll get to that later. But, alright, so... On top of there being 2 Smash games, now there's 2 anime games. Which... I think it's kind of crazy. Because it took long enough for anime to get back into Evo in the first place. And now there's 2 of them in there.
Yes.
One of which is really, really new. Or new-ish, right?
I mean, for console, yes. New for
Yeah.
console.
So... I mean... Did you? I guess you didn't want Unreal in there, right? Would you rather have Guilty Gear in there? I don't know. I don't play those games.
Okay, so Union not being in the event, I am glad about because I do not think it would get the support that would need to be an Evo game. Nor do I think that a lot of people would travel for the event. Like that's pretty much my thing. I don't think people are traveling just to play Union. Like, I like the game a lot, and I hope there's a very good side tournament for it. And that's what the side tournaments are for. I think it'll have a lot of entrants, but I don't think that Union should be the flagship anime game because, I don't
Which
think
one
it'll
of
get a
these
lot of
two
support.
is the
It's only
flagship
alive
ones?
really in NorCal.
Which one of these
And-
2 games is gonna end up on Sunday?
Oh, it's gonna be Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear?
Free. Yeah.
Free?
Free. There is a problem with the anime game because I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think the update for Persona is going to be out for consoles by that time for Evo. So that is actually really bad if that's not the case. I hope it's they find out or Atlas pushes it or something. If they do not get that patch before Evo, it will be fucking god awful because the game as the state of it is, people really don't like it. And the new patch, people are very much want the new patch to come out because it fixes a lot of things and makes the game relatively balanced. And people seem to be enjoying the new game as with the P4U2.
Is it only in
it's just a
arcade
shit
right now?
fest. It's arcade only right now, I believe, but the patch for consoles, I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think anyone does. I think it's unannounced.
Well, hopefully before Evo, right? Like you were saying. I mean,
Hopefully, if they do not, then all the Japanese that come out are just going to be like, wow, this is not the game I've been playing for 6 months.
yeah.
They better get that patch out or it's a blow up. That's the one thing. And
They have to. There's no they have to. They really should do it. It's no, it's. I want to say it's 100% chance that patch will be at Evo, because why would they go out of their way to try and get that game in there if it wouldn't be? If people dislike,
that's true. And the company,
if people dislike
has-
the patch right now that we have on consoles, why would they make people play
Push.
the crappy version of that game? Why? Why waste
Yeah.
everybody's time? I mean,
Um,
yeah.
But if the patch is out, I'm glad Persona's in. I don't think it will get a lot of entrants, to be honest. I think some of the really good Japanese players will come out for it, and that'll be cool. I like watching the game as it is. It's broken, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. I don't like playing it.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of. I don't know if I'm sad or not about BlazBlue. I thought the finals have been good for consistently for BlazBlue. I just don't think the spirit is behind BlazBlue at the moment. I don't know. I'm not really into those games that much, like Persona BlazBlue. So I don't know, the general feeling. But I think Persona is going to have the least amount
I
of
feel like BlazBlue
entrants,
got in
actually.
there last year just because like we need an anime game, guys. And then
Well, it was
that
pretty
was
much the anime game.
yeah,
Like,
it was like that was it. Okay, and I don't know if people liked it and they had the entrance. I don't know. I don't see why not have it again. But
I don't know. I think
especially when you have two anime games, one of which we're not 100% sure if it's going to be the good patch or not. So,
yeah. But
I don't
Guilty
know.
Gear's in it, and I hope a lot of people come out for that. I think it has a great scene at the moment. A lot of people are playing it. I mean, I see SoCal grinding it out. I see NorCal grinding it out. I see East Coast grinding it out. I see the South playing tournaments. I see Pacific Northwest playing tournaments. Japanese, I mean, they're all over the game. I don't know to what extent, but I see a bunch of streams from there, and I see a lot of people playing the game. So I hope that gets a good amount of entrance, and I'm very interested to see if some really godlike players come, because if like Fab or Ogawa comes out to Evo, that's gonna be sick. And if one of them gets eliminated, all the sicker. Like
Should we get somebody on here to talk about this? Continue this
Yes.
conversation?
Let me find him.
Why you're the worst.
I should have him on speed dial. I'm just gonna add him without provocation. Just gonna add him onto the show.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi. How's it going?
Doing good. What's that voice?
What's wrong with my voice?
Oh, nothing.
Do I sound okay?
No, you're using old Skype.
I'm like on my phone, man.
Oh, you're on your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So yeah, what are your thoughts about anime games at Evo Hellpockets?
Well, I mean, I'm glad that we finally got Guilty Gear back into the Evo main lineup, so that's always good. It was kind of like hearing everybody talk about it now, as far as why there's two. Like, that's cool and all, but I'm realizing now that that was probably such a tough choice to make. You know?
I feel like the developer had something to do with it. Don't you think?
Well, we did discuss this yesterday on SDR, and Persona is backed by Atlas, who, I won't say have the deepest of pockets, but they do. They are pretty generous at times. They definitely support the scene that supports their games. So
yeah, but isn't Persona the game they're trying to push at the moment? Like, I mean,
are they, man? I haven't even seen shit from Persona in like a year almost. It feels like.
Okay. I mean, they are patching it.
Yeah, they are patching it, so that's good. I mean, Ultimax came out and it was hot for a second, and then it died down because everybody was like, this is shit. And now they're patching it, and everybody seems to be a little happier with it. But I feel like the attentions have been divided. Like everybody's on Exard, people are on Uniel, people are waiting for the BlazBlue, the patch for BlazBlue. So, I mean, what do you do?
What are your thoughts about Union not making it in?
I mean, that was like the little engine that could, man. Except it could not.
Nah.
The hill was too high. I mean, it's coming out like next month or 2 months from now, and it's very likely that there will be an extra push, an extra surge in popularity when it does come out in America. I know a lot of people have been anticipating it, but it's right now still kind of like at that lower echelon of like, what is this? Is this Guilty Gear? Is it BlazBlue? Like, what kind of anime game is this? Because it does not fall into any other category.
No, it really doesn't.
And so, yeah, I'm disappointed that didn't make it in. But I also feel like, like you said, I don't think a lot of people would have came out for it because, I mean, I don't think any of those guys travel.
Yeah.
Outside of America, that is. Like, Japan wouldn't show up most likely.
I mean, how large was the Melty Blood tournament? I know that's a bad comparison because it was an old game at the time. But, I know Melty Blood was at EVO. I remember that.
Right. And that's the only thing we really have to go off of. And when you talk about Uniel, is like what came before it, which was Melty Blood. So how did that scene handle it? And, it was fairly large, but it's been a while, It hasn't been moving and shaking for like, maybe a couple of years now.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by Union. And, there's side tournaments. Persona was a side tournament last year, I believe. And they have a lot of entrants. So,
Yeah, yeah. I think it could totally get a side tournament and it could do well. And I think everybody should hit up Markman and Mad Cats and see if they're willing to run some matches on their stage of Uniel and whatever other game they would like up there, because I think it would do really well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will watch it, especially if any the Japanese that come out for other anime games are into Union, and I'm sure they'll be very good at Union if they do play
Yeah.
it, because they're very good over there.
They're making Akatsuki look legit and shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I understand the decision, and I don't even think Mr. Wizard knows what Union is. And
no, like how could he? Like it's like it came out and everybody was like, "Yo, get your PS Bucks ready." It was like a bunch of hoops you had to jump through, and that's not even unusual for import games. But like games at that point tend to not really register on the radar. If this was like maybe 10 years ago, totally Unio would be in.
yeah, it's just a new game at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had no problem with running like games that were not available in America back then. But times are different now.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a lot easier.
What do you think about Persona specifically being in? Do you think you'll have a lot of entrants?
I don't know. Like I said, I was at a NorCal Dogfight last Saturday and they didn't even run it. And I'm not saying that it's dead. It's just that nobody was touching it at the time. Nobody was playing BlazBlue either, so that's really no indication.
We're
But
talking
I
about
literally-
how the patch that they have right now is just not the current patch. Do you think that is kind of hurting it right now?
It's hard to say, because I definitely come from a school of players that you play the version you have. I mean, there's always been those people who just don't play it because it's not the most recent version that's available in Japan. And I agree with that too, because we kind of live in a day and age where that shouldn't be an issue. It's definitely a little bit of a dated practice to have one community so far behind another. But
And we've gone through that so many times with other games. I think it's kind of to get over that.
right,
Capcom got over.
it should be like a no-brainer at this point, but for whatever reason, Arxis and maybe Atlas, if they do have a say in it, are deciding to let it rock in arcades for a little bit because arcade owners need to make their money. Although personally, between you and me, I think arcade owners will make their money regardless of if it's on console or not, because in Japan everybody plays on arcade anyway. But I think I don't know. I think it hurts it a little bit. I think the fact that we ask people to compete in this game and they know in their minds that there's a more balanced version of the game that exists, they just can't play it, and they're expected to pay regular Evo entry for this. It's kind of like, you're paying to be at a disadvantage almost, unless you've been grinding out the shitty version, And I haven't seen anybody doing it.
And we don't even know how much registration is at this point.
That's
It might
true.
be higher.
It might be higher. This might be like
I never even thought about that.
Beverly Hills Evo.
Well, they have 9 games. They gotta make their money.
9 games, man. Here's the other thing. I don't know why they needed 2 anime games. Not that I'm saying I'm upset by it at all.
I don't agree with. I don't think they needed Persona. I think it could have just been a side game.
Yeah, I don't think it had to be Persona. I don't think it had to be anything, honestly. It was kind of one of those things where I don't recall anybody saying, God, I hope Persona's in there, We all knew Exart was getting in there. And we all thought, well, if Exart's in, maybe there will be a spot for a new game. And we were pretty much basing that off of completely nothing. There was no facts at all stating that there could be 2 anime games this year, because there's only one game that's hot right now, and it's Exart. So the fact that they did that is cool, and I think they should stay open for that maybe next year, so we could probably get Uniel in there if it's big enough.
I was gonna say, I didn't even know that game existed until 4 hours ago.
I didn't know Union existed until
No. The new Persona patch or
I'm
game
just
or
saying,
whatever.
you didn't know Uniel
No, I
existed?
know. No, I knew that game
The
existed.
new Persona. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing until 4 hours ago.
It really didn't get a lot of press, the Persona 4 U2. It really didn't.
And it's really weird because it's Atlas, right? And Atlas is so good at promoting stuff, but it's almost like they were just like, yeah, that's one part we don't want anybody to know about,
Yeah, well, I mean, pre-game, they were hyping it up. They did that whole stream where they had all their Persona things, and they showed a Persona 4 U2 trailer, then the Persona 5 trailer. So they had a lot of viewers for that.
Yeah.
But after that, it was really nothing much, and like they did like one thing in SoCal, I think.
Yeah, the same thing they did the last time they released it.
Yeah, and I think that was it. That was really it. And then when it came out, I saw a couple of tournaments, but that was it. It really just died out. Like I saw more BlazBlue. Like to be honest, like
Yeah, BlazBlue just blew up out of nowhere after that, and then it just got swept under the rug, I guess. And I think it was a combination of just the fact that like people were hyped for CP, and
Yeah.
on top of that, Ultimax was kind of shitty.
it was bad in my opinion. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's bad to play. It's really like Marvel. Like I don't know. It's really I don't like playing it a lot. It's very fun to watch though. I will admit that. Watching someone die instantly is fun. It's fun.
Just watch the guy eat the poison.
Yeah, just die.
Oh man.
So I know we're all itching to hear your opinion on a certain dead game.
Oh, my God. You son of a-
Man,
But before you start that, if you guys didn't know, right now we have Hellpockets on the show. You can follow him on Twitter at Hellpockets. You can send him questions at Hellpockets on Twitter. Make sure you add at Harrison SBA and at Honzo Gonzo in there to get your
I'm
question on the
literally
show.
watching the stream.
For the people listening on MP3, he was currently flipping off. I'm assuming Hellpockets into he was flipping off the internet, so Hellpockets will somehow see that. I don't know, but he had KOF in the background. But so Wizard said obviously there wouldn't be 2 Smash games for top 8. There's not going to be 2 anime games for top 8. Konzo basically already said that Xrd is going to be like on Sunday top 8. I mean, I'm assuming you agree with that. Hellpockets.
Yeah, I do. I don't think you need to have 2 of the same either kinds of games, even though, in my opinion, I don't think Exard and Persona are the same kind of game. But that's just my opinion.
As an outside fan, quote unquote, of like just fighting games in general, if you're not into that, I feel like they are the same genre.
Right, yeah, totally. It's totally like to the layman, it's just like, hey man, they're both dashing in the air. Why would they make 2 of these games?
Yeah.
Is this like Guilty Gear Super Turbo? But yeah, I totally agree with the idea that you don't want to run two similar games back to back especially on Sunday, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
You might as well just like make it like the freaking, like I always say, make it the Anime Olympics. That way nobody has a choice.
Just put Persona, make them end on Saturday, so don't complain about being early on goddamn Sunday. Like
this top 8, this top 8 Sunday is, so they have 5 games, right? You basically have 5 games. That's really all you have time for, is 5 games.
Yes.
So we have 9 games this year. So we have Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Marvel, which probably 100% chance of, we know, Street Fighter is going to end the day. We don't know if Ultra Street Fighter, I'm assuming it's going to be in there, but there's going to be somebody left out, which they might have to make room, because you're going to have Ultra Street Fighter 4, you're going to have Marvel. Do you want to have Tekken 7 on Sunday?
No, they already said they're only
they're
doing it
not?
Saturday.
Okay, well that'll make it a lot easier then.
No way that's going to happen.
And
My picks, the Pockets pick for that is going to be Street Fighter 4, Marvel, MKX, Exard, and Smash 4.
It's going to be Smash. Oh yeah,
Killer
Smash
Instinct's
4,
gonna be fucking top 8. I don't care. And Mortal Kombat will be in top 8. And there'll be a Smash game.
On
But, like,
Sunday?
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Exard can get top 8 on Sunday.
I would hope so. I hope so.
So,
I mean, if they can do it for KOF, they can do it for Exard.
Street Fighter,
Yes.
Street Fighter, Marvel, Smash 4, MKX, and Xrd. That's 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would hope that would
I'd
be
say
it,
that's good. That's solid.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because,
But-
like, look at it this way. Somebody, what's his name? No, what's his name? It's Cap1. Cap1 put it to me this way, right? Even though KI is going to have, like, the full support of, like, Microsoft and whatnot behind it, it may or may not have the player support because it's still sort of a high barrier of entry. You still need an Xbox One to play this game. So
Same with MKX though.
Yep. You still need a
that's
next
also
gen.
true.
And it's going to be interesting to that was going to lead to my next question is it's that I mean obviously that next gen you need next gen and we're kind of past that now because there's going to be multiple games on next gen. I have a feeling depending on what I don't think they really care about who is playing which game on which next gen console. I think they're gonna do what's easiest for them to do.
Oh,
And
wait, Arturo's saying that MKX is on 360 and PS3. I guess I didn't know that.
oh really?
So
Well,
there
then
you go.
That makes
Well, there you go.
that makes that decision a hell of a lot easier if that's
Totally.
if that's true. Because I was gonna say, well, you have KI that's on Xbox One, and then you have Guilty Gear that's on PS4 and PS3, which if there's nothing else on PS4, that's an obvious choice to have it on PS3.
And then everything else is on PS3.
Persona's on PS3 as well.
Yes. So it would just be there would be that question if it wasn't on the previous if Mortal Kombat 10 wasn't on the previous gen console, if rather they would get PS4s or Xbox or just use the Xbox Ones for Mortal Kombat. And that would determine whether they would put Guilty Gear on PS4 or
They better not
PS3.
put Guilty Gear on PS4 because
Yeah.
no one's gonna have the sticks for those. I guarantee you. They
Yeah,
better start
now.
fucking churning those goddamn sticks out because they're sold out. Like, yeah, or get your stick modded by someone.
Or
You know,
just standard issue sticks at the door.
I don't understand how
Turn
you
it back in
can
when you leave.
I don't understand how you can sell out arcade sticks so incredibly fast and then just not, hey, we need to make like way more of these.
maybe licensing something. I don't know. Maybe someone's like, I only want 250 of my stick made. Guilty Gear.
I know that the Guilty Gear ones. I don't know if they were meant to be limited edition or something, or like limited run. There was never really any literature on that, as far as I know. But as far as I know, they're still producing them. I haven't heard them say they're not going to.
Yeah, if I was Medcuts, I'd be churning them out like fucking biscuits. Like just fucking throw them at people because people are gonna be buying them for Street Fighter 5 eventually. Like people have to be
Exactly.
buying them for Street Fighter 5. I have to get a fucking PS4 stick for Street Fighter 5 eventually, and I have to get PS4 for Street Fighter 5 eventually. Like, cause I as much as I love PCs, like I'm sorry, at the moment I'm not trusting PC for fighting.
Martin says it's a limited run.
Yeah.
So they're stupid.
That's
Whatever.
That's really that's okay. That's pretty dumb. If that's
Yeah.
true.
Holy shit. Anyway, so I'm gonna throw something out there because you did bring up KOF, and I saw a lot of people that were upset that KOF did not make it this year, and I just want to say that we had 3 really good years, despite what you feel about 2014. It was a great tournament, regardless. And if you still want to run it, like I said, Mark Mann's willing to, accommodate us if we, as long as we work with him and cooperate. And in that case, you guys should show up. You guys should come out and play. Because if there's a bracket, I'm in it. I'll play.
There's no reason you guys easily can't get a 100-man bracket or something.
Easily. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Like the 100-man KLF tournament at Evo, that's like, that's actually kind of depressing because it's easy to get, but it's like, we couldn't do better. I'm saying it's like, we get 200 dudes for that easily.
Yep. You just need to get people to just want to show up for a game that's not part of the main event, which
Right.
It's hard to do that, I think. I don't know how other scenes do it, because, I'm going to have to, I guess, help promote Unio. But, like, if you're only coming for Unio, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you're not at that actual tournament. You're playing a side game.
yeah.
I can't guarantee the quality of the tournament running. It's a side game.
I think that's fine. I mean, like you go to a major for a side tournament, and then you have your fun, and then you get to enjoy your weekend after that. I mean, you're in Vegas, you're at the Paris, Hopefully, there's some room parties going on. You get a little drink if you're old enough, children, and just enjoy yourself.
Unfortunately, we don't have room, but it would help to just have them be like, you know what, we don't have room for these games, but we have this room, and it's going to be the side room, and you know what? Here's the list of official quote-unquote side games
Right.
that would be there, and they would still be a part of Evo, but you know, they could just have somebody outside kind of do all that stuff, but still
I think that's
have.
about like what happened in 2012 actually, because remember they did that with like VF and Skullgirls.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
They had that competition over like, hey, whoever gets the most donation gets to be in Evo.
And they might
Yeah.
do that this year. We never know.
I don't see why they wouldn't, man.
might
I think
add a
that would
10th
work
game.
like gangbusters. Like imagine if they put KOF on that list.
But yeah, Rip KOF. It was a good game, long lasting.
Hey man, what,
Totally
KOF had
on
3
KOF
years?
anyway, man. This is 50% SNK's. Actually, no, 80% SNK's fault anyway for just dragging their feet on this shit. But that's another episode.
SNK is a great company. I don't know what I'm talking about.
SNK is a great company. They totally don't leave shit behind in their old games.
Fuck SNK.
I hope you're listening. I hope you're happy.
They ain't gonna pay me. Who cares? Fuck them.
Did you we were talking about that before you were on the show, but were you pleased with the were you pleased with the Twitch stream today? Were you pleased with the announcement stream? Honzo Gonzo had a few words, but I'm kind of curious on what you thought about it.
I've watched a lot of official, just streams that weren't put on by people like us that just we kind of just do this shit,
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of people just they have the money, they have the everything they need, they just don't have the people to do it. And I've always just been like, I'll tell you, I've got a story worse than that. Okay, like today the Twitch stream, it was a little weird. I feel like they could have probably did it without the headsets and the couch. They definitely have the money for it.
That's literally what I said.
Oh,
I just
like fucking Richard's sitting there with his headset, and I'm sorry, man, but it looks so weird when he's looking right at Mike, and you would assume that he wouldn't need a headset to talk to him because there's no outside noise, but they're both just wearing these really huge, gaudy headsets, and then he knocks it off his head. Like it was so big, he couldn't help but knock it off his head with like a simple gesture.
I just think they have $1 billion, and I don't know why they don't just use some of it. Like, use a percent of it. Like,
get a lavalier mic. I can sell them 2 lavalier like mics for like
Hellpockets, did you watch the show, and are you saying exactly what I said before?
No, this is just what I would do because I've seen cross counter. They did cross counter, and they never wore headsets on cross counter. And Mike Ross and the Wizard have sat across from each other on a couch without headsets, talking about shit.
that's
Very,
true.
very true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I always forget about that.
Backslide in the headsets. Anyway, but I have a worse story than that because there's just something about these official streams where these huge corporations have all the money in the world and they just don't throw it into the production value of these live streams. And it happened once during the Dragon Ball Xenoverse stream, which you would assume would be somewhat okay. And for the most part, it was all right. Like there was not really big boom mics and headsets all over the place. But where they fucked up was they didn't have a live feed for the laptop, and they were having people call in on Skype. So what they had to do instead was they had to hold the fucking laptop up to the mic.
Oh.
And let the guy speak that way. And it was just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? This is like Namco Bandai's finest having a Skype conversation through a laptop on a microphone.
That sounds odd. Sounds very...
The Twitch at least they patched Markman through eventually.
Eventually, yes.
He sounded good.
Yeah, he sounded really good.
Yeah. Would you be interested in commentating Guilty Gear Hellpockets?
I am. I'm not, and when I say I am, I'm not saying it's because I can't commentate Unio or KOF. I would have been down to commentate Guilty Gear at the drop of a hat under any circumstances. I've been playing since I was a wee lad of 15, and I may not be the best at it. I may not be the most knowledgeable, but I also feel like commentating games at this level is not necessarily about all your knowledge and all your abilities, but whether or not you can sell a game, because that's what we're doing here.
So
You know?
that's a yes.
I agree.
Or sell a game. Yeah, I'm
Do
totally
you
down. In
think-
fact, I see myself doing it in top 8.
Do you think that there are any good extra commentators besides? Let's kick you out.
Besides me,
Yeah.
I commentated Exart at NorCal Dogfights. I guess it went okay.
But anyone else?
Is there anyone else? Does it matter? I mean,
You need a partner. You can't be solo commentator. We can have Seth Killian. Just put Seth Killian next to you, and like,
just have like Seth next to me, and Seth would be like, "Hey, Chris, what's up? Talk about this game for 3 hours. I'm gonna get hammered."
or you can put Spooky. We can have Spooky just chime in.
Yeah, I'd love to commentate with Spooky, man. That'd be like the best like experience I've had in a while.
What about Maximilian? Do you think Maximilian and you would be good on the mic for Exit? I think it'd be. I think it'd be ecstatic. I'd be ecstatic personally. And I'm not joking. I would be very excited.
I've yet to see Max even commentate anything really.
He commentated KI last
You
year.
commentate KI?
Yeah, I don't watch KI, so that's like
He's very hype, and I like that.
Yeah.
And I love Benny. So
You love Benny? I thought you said
I
you
love
love
Benny.
Benny.
Just
I
have
love Benny.
him
Benny's
and his
so
dog.
cool.
Just have him and his dog.
Have you ever met Benny?
Why would I ever met
I don't want to hear shit talk about Benny if you never met him. All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love that dog. It's very nice.
No, I if I had to choose somebody, actually, there's a lot of people I would choose. I would like to do it with to commentate with Alex Sanchez. We've commentated Plus R before, or actually it's Action Core, right? Yeah, Action Core. We've commentated Action Core together. That was fun. I would definitely choose Spooky because I think he's one of those great, triple threat kind of people. Does everything very well. And this is probably going to be a surprise and or somewhat enigmatic, but I think a really good choice for this would be Hono Rod.
Oh, Honor.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo would be really good for Exart commentary.
Okay.
So, I mean, hopefully, if he's interested and he has time and the guys want him, then he should jump. He should definitely be allowed to commentate.
Cool. I want to see him commentate with. Did he commentate a dogfight at all?
Yeah, he commentated at Dogfight too, and it was pretty good.
I'll throw you
And
off.
he's a great balance between knowledge, because he's got like just deep knowledge of stuff, like both in game and weird lore shit, which gels perfectly with me because I'm like the exact opposite. I have mostly lore knowledge and some in game knowledge, but for the most part, like my play style is all instinct, all bad instincts. So yeah, that would be the 3 people I would commentate with. But yes, I am definitely interested in commentating Exard. I'm throwing my hat in the ring for commentator of Exard at Evo 2015, and I think I'll get it.
All right. I hope to see you on there, and I hope to be yelling at you through your mic.
Promise not to say fuck.
You can say fuck here, fuck shit,
yeah.
piss, fuck.
Dude, all right, so after that happened, like I got kind of shook because I was like, man, can I just not say fuck anymore? Like anywhere? Like is like Mr. Wizard gonna have like microphones all over San Francisco, and every time I say fuck, he's gonna be like, oh, that's another year off.
It's funny. Just put the tally mark on the wall.
Yeah.
But
Pockets.
I love the word fuck. So
I know you have a belt buckle that says "fuck" on it. So
I should bring it to Evo. I think I wore it. I one of the days. At Evo, I don't like to hear the dress code very well.
What do people think of Exard commentators anyway? Because like
There are. I'm sorry. There's
there
Biscuits.
Like
Is Biscuits talking about Flux's butt and fucking. That's it. Like I don't know. Like,
it's just shit that you could do in front of a brick wall, right?
yeah, it's just stand-up comedy at that point.
What the fucking Seinfelds?
Yeah. But really, I haven't seen like in the kit commentators. I really didn't. They were very boring in my opinion.
Oh, the kid commentators are overshadowed by like the dumbest.
Oh
thing
yeah,
that
and there's
Yeah.
whose bitch this is. Would you say whose bitch this is if a solo player YRC's a gunflame and kills him? I would.
Oh my god! Or like a Potemkin, like YRC's like the wake up explosion move and the grab, and you're just like, oh, you should have saw that coming, dumb fuck.
Whose bitch this is?
It's online mode.
That's another year.
That's funny.
If you guys have questions, you can send them to @HarrisonSPA and @Honzo Gonzo. You can also add @Hellpockets if you want to send Hellpockets a tweet, or you can just, I don't know, just send us a tweet.
You should just
Say
add
you want it.
YouTube because I'm
Yeah.
like not even able to look at my Twitter right now.
Okay. Yeah, add us. So Druid Mage asks every year, take one game out of Evo lineup and replace it with another, and give reasons. I would take Persona out and replace it with Union because I like Union and I want people. It's really biased, and I don't want this to ever happen, but I would do that for me.
That shit's like amazingly specific. That question, man.
Yeah.
I can't just like take it out arbitrarily.
Would you put KOF in?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
all right. So I would put KOF in, and then I would like send ninjas to every good player's houses and drag them out to the tournament, so they have no excuse, you know.
Who
Like,
are the KOF ninjas? What are they called?
the KOF ninjas? It's the Hizoku clan.
Zokus.
Dual Wands clan.
Send the Hizokus out.
Dual Wands clan. So like, I would send out Dual Wands assassins and like have them drag them off to Vegas, make them compete, and like I would pick like, you know, all the people who have made top 8 in the last 3 years, and just have them duke it out. Everybody else can join in too, but for the most part, that's like, you know, it's their time to shine. We can finally see who's the best between like, you know, Reynolds, Shanghai, Bala.
It would be like a King of Fighters tournament.
It'd literally be like a King of Fighters tournament, and I'd be Shang Tsung, if that makes any sense.
Is Shang Tsung in King of Fighters?
No, but
Oh,
I've always wanted to be Shang Tsung. So.
who's the villain in the King of Fighters movie? You'd be like that guy.
Rugal?
Rugal, yeah, the
man,
the
Rugal.
rollerblader.
Fuck Rugal. He's a
The
slave owner.
rollerblader. His rollerblades.
Fuck Rugal. He's racist.
He looks cool though. No, he doesn't. I'm thinking about Geese. Never mind.
You're thinking about Geese, yeah. Geese.
Geese is cool. I like Geese.
I'd be like Geese, you know. I just like, you know, invite you. No, I would totally be like Geese, right? Because like after you win grand finals, you'd be just like grabbed by dudes in black suits, and you'd be dragged off to the penthouse suite in the Paris where you had to play me in a 1st to 20. And when I beat you, I kick you out a window.
There you go.
Damn, out of a hotel window at Vegas.
That shit is strong. People.
And what would I replace? I'd probably replace KI.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
What would you replace, Harrison? You
Uh,
don't even like anime games.
I would probably. I mean, this one's pretty obvious, but I'd probably take out Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
You motherfucker.
And I would replace it with.
What do you even? What? You
Well,
That's so hard.
That's already like. Yeah, I don't know what I would replace it with.
You're the fucking 1%, Harrison. You have everything you want. You want for nothing.
Just take replace it with fucking nothing. Like replace it with Virtual Fighter. Like,
8 games. I want to go to bed early. Make it 8 games.
I'm just gonna replace it with the DS version of Street Fighter 4.
it's pretty good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, again, Volt is some top tier shit, man. People take that seriously.
Yeah.
Arturo used to do those Volt tournaments. You ever seen those? They're pretty funny to watch. That's a whole different game. It's pretty fucking stupid. It's
Wait,
pretty
is Volt the one for DS or is that the one for mobile?
Or that might be for the phone, I guess. I didn't know they were different.
That shit's pretty hype, man. Like I watched that and I'm like, man, they're pretty freaking good on this.
I know. It's just people on their fucking phone.
Yeah.
At the Hound 2 asks, you guys think Mountain Dew Corporation will sponsor this year's Evo? # Baja Blast.
For us.
Hopefully.
Dude,
wish-
you would be hype as fuck if they brought back Baja Blast.
just for Evo.
Just
I
for
mean,
Evo?
Just for Hanzo.
Okay, I'm fine with Mountain Dew sponsoring.
Hashtag
but
just for Honzo.
I was very disappointed that they didn't have product available. Like, they sponsored the tournament, and there was no Mountain Dew anywhere. And I was like, what the fuck?
Where's the Mountain Dew case, man? Like I'm sitting
I
here.
brought my own Mountain Dew.
You bought the Mountain Dew, and you like go to the rep saying like, "Look, see, I bought some from you. We're cool now, right?" He's like, "Nah, fuck you."
Yeah, they got mad at me last year. Hopefully they can get mad at me again. I really enjoy.
Oh
What
yeah,
did you do?
I was genuinely excited about their product. That's what they. Like,
That's the boss.
and that made them mad. Like, I don't know. Like, they thought I was making fun of them or something. But I kept talking about Baja Blast in the stream chat because I fucking like it. Like, and I was talking about my Mountain Dew tier list because people were interested. And they really did not like it, apparently.
They're just like, there's no way anybody in the world likes this shit. This guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't like it being a meme. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I mean, this is just coming out of. I was being
Sorry.
nice.
I'm sorry, Hanzo. Even when you're trying to be honest with people, they're just like, they want to punch you in the mouth.
I know. I was genuinely supporting their product.
a point
Hey.
Rio had a good point. I should just replace Marvel with Settlers of Catan.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so fucking hype. I'd be hella down for that. Fuck Marvel. I would be the rage. People throwing fucking boars and shit. That'd be funny. Oh, boy. This is a weird question, but Defective Naruto asks, do you generally agree with Ultra David about Dan beating Cody in Ultra Street Fighter 4?
Well, that would have me agree with Ultra David, so no.
No, I don't think...
No. Dan beats nobody in the game.
Yeah, no.
Like nobody. Dan doesn't even beat Dan.
Anyways, at HG Mental asks, excuse me, what do you think of Uniel's current state with Xrd and P4 being at Evo? Do you think it's still going to be played in late 2015? I think in NorCal it will still have a lot of play, but I think elsewhere I don't think people enjoy the game as much as here, because I think the tournaments are going to start focusing more on P4U and stuff, and at NorCal we just run where the fuck everyone's playing, and people are going to switch to P4U besides BlazBlue, but I think Uniel's still going to be played here, and I hope SoCal plays the game. I don't know to the extent that they play. I know they're very up on Guilty Gear at the moment. Same with East Coast. I know there's a few people play it on East Coast, but I don't see any like dedicated tournaments to it. So I don't. I think it's hard. I think it's hard anywhere.
I think it needs like that inciting incident.
I think there should
how-
be an aftershock for Uniel, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there definitely needs to be an aftershock for Uniel. It's definitely have the popularity and has the player base for it and the viewer base. And it needs, like I said, that inciting incident where people will just say, where it suddenly becomes not about Uniel, but just saying that you played Uniel. You know, like how Marvel became more about the fact that you played Marvel, but not about actually playing Marvel?
Yes.
Yeah. And it just took off. That's what Uniel needs. Hopefully without N-words.
I think Uniel's pretty civil for the most part. Actually, there's some weird shit.
I'm not saying like
here.
uncivil shit. Well, yeah, there's whatever the hell that was about a week ago, but I mean that's basically what I think every game needs that to a certain extent. I think because like even Street Fighter had that back in the day. You know, you had like certain things that just added to the atmosphere of playing, so that you were kind of convincing yourself that you're not a huge nerd playing this complete stranger and feeling like you're better than him because you beat him. You know, there was something else behind it. Same thing with Tekken. Same thing with, well, not VF, because if VF had it, would probably be more hype right now.
VF's the gentleman's game.
Yeah, you know, just like this, it was like all these things that just were secondary, anecdotal, atmosphere increasing, things that happened. And for Guilty Gear, it kind of had it and it kind of didn't, but it had enough of it so that, people were interested in coming back. And that's why you have like dumb things like, you're a Guilty Gear vet when blah, blah, blah,
Yeah. I see it around quite a bit. But, I think Uniel will be fine until I don't think this current version will ever be at Evo. I think if they make another game or another version, I think it has a strong chance. But this game is just going to be a local game, a major game at this point. Like,
I think so. And
happy it's at majors.
Yeah. And I think that's great because it's fucking French bread, and French bread's like, I can't believe we're not a Dojin company anymore. You know,
Yeah, they.
that's basically what Unio is. It's like I can't believe it's not a Dojin.
Yes, I guess there's 1,000-year-old, 11-year-old girl. So,
Right?
husband asks, "What's your guys' favorite breakfast food?" It's bacon.
Breastfeed food.
Breastfeed food. Bacon. Still bacon. It's bacon and waffles. That's the order.
Bacon and waffles.
Bacon waffles are probably above that, but
Hellpockets, what's yours? Favorite breakfast food?
Oh man, like I don't really eat breakfast. I wake up like at 8 a.m. after going home at 12
That
a.m.
wasn't the question, Hellpockets. The question was, what's your fucking favorite breakfast food?
What's my favorite breakfast food? Well, every morning I eat shit, so I guess it's shit.
there you go. I like that answer.
I don't. I have to say biscuits and gravy.
Yeah,
Biscuits
I
and
was going
gravy.
to say. I already knew that.
I want to be able to eat these foods in the morning. Maybe let's go to IHOP
I mean,
tonight.
I don't have I don't have nothing to do tomorrow. I might as well get some fucking bacon.
Get some chicken, man. Gonna cook it and wrap it around my dick, yeah.
As he's taking a sip of an alcoholic beverage. At Figured Out Rio asks, is having two Smash Brothers games similar to having multiple anime games? A lot of people argue that both Smashes are completely different games. I can agree both ways, to be honest.
They're saying similar systems though. They're so similar in the systems that they're under the same franchise though. Like Guilty Gear has a lot of specific system things that are incredibly different than, let's say, P4U. Like they might have air dashes, but there's still same with P4U. They still have incredible differences. They have shadow mode. That's a whole different thing. Like I think the differences between the anime games are far, far greater than between Smashes. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I think, it's so far apart. I could see it being two different games, and I could see it being, hey, we need to finally get over this game, and this needs to be the game. But
the thing is, like, if they don't do it this year, what year are they gonna just let Smash Melee not be an Evo?
It won't die. Like that's the thing. Melee will not fucking die.
So it's just gonna be Super Turbo now.
Yeah, it's basically Super Turbo for Smash. I mean, that's what it is.
That's fine.
But it's gonna be continuing at Evo until the old people get arthritis. Like all the Smash players have to get arthritis in like 10 years. And,
I'm already getting it, man. I'm fucking season up over here.
And then people won't play it. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like the old people have to stop playing, and they won't.
I think eventually you'll breed them out. I think you'll just like people that play Melee will just not be able to play anymore, and everybody will be on Smash 4 or whatever the hell else is out at the time.
Yeah, I think it'll eventually go away. It's so hard to. They have 1,000 people 10 years later. That's fucking crazy.
yeah, when you have people, why would you get rid of it?
Yeah.
I think if they look at the numbers, they're really gonna have to look at the numbers from this year and see how many people entered both games. And if it's a relatively close margin, then there's totally a reason for them to not have it next year, not have the older Smash next year.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have to be a really close margin for something like that to happen. For that reason,
Get the fire burning.
I think this year overall is good, and I think a lot of the communities are happy. So
I think this is going to be a great year for the FGC, if not just for Evo. I think we're going to have great business. We're going to do great numbers this year. I think if everybody pulls their heads out their asses and gets on these side tournaments, then it'll be good times for all. And yeah, so I've got nothing but positive things going through my brain about this.
And remember, everyone, book Bailey is not Paris. It's not at the Paris.
Dude, I'm going to the Paris. Shit, I love those rooms.
dude, Paris is a better
sick.
hotel.
Bally's is like you're staying with your grandparents, man.
I don't know.
For Honzo, for us, we won't care because we're just gonna be sleeping in our room.
I know.
Like nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to walk.
For people who want to
far.
party and shit, you're gonna want to go to Paris.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right.
Like I'm gonna be up in Paris. I'm probably gonna go downstairs and see Humbag, and my homeboy is gonna convince me to go to that freaking off the strip casino again and stay at 6 in the morning just drinking and eating.
I always see
Gambling.
Humpback and Tupperware just like in the lobby. They're always just there. And I'm just like, hey,
Yeah, man,
this
that
fucking
is the
drink.
best,
I'm
dude.
like, all right.
Fucking Turbo wears it's like, oh! You ever seen that dude just straight hammered and belligerent? It's like the fucking best, dude.
I think I have.
Like, there was one year, I think it was 2012, where we were just like tooling around with him, and we went to this fucking like CDS casino. Didn't even have any fucking lights on the ceiling. Like, it was weird. It was super dark in there.
Oh shit.
And he just, and this is around the time where that shit I don't like song was huge. So he's just walking around going, white people making money at the crap table. That's the shit I don't like. And everybody was just staring like, what's wrong with you, sir?
You went into an opium den, started yelling about
Yeah.
white
Like
people.
throwing people's dice across the room and shit.
God damn, that's funny.
Do you have a Honzo story?
Do I have a Hanzo story, or does Hanzo have a Hanzo?
Yeah,
Hanzo
so I
have a
walked
Hanzo
into
story?
work today, and I sat down. My boss was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, is there something, like, you didn't get our email? I'm like, no. And so I checked my personal email, like, yeah, you're like, go. And I was like, well, this is awesome. So I was like, well, I guess this is bye, guys. And then I shuffled paperwork in random places, and then I took my SD card that I had, and I stole two little rubber ducks from the bathroom, and I just left. And I was like, well, that was weird.
You know what's the best about that? And, like, if you were at one of those companies that gives you like a free lunch, and you're just like, "Can I at least stay for the free lunch?" And you're like, "No." Buy enough sandwiches for you.
So yeah, that's for Han's story.
Oh no, I can't top that.
It's hard.
So I have like a Harrison story, kind of.
No, go for it.
It's sounding more and more lame the more I say it in my head. But so I went to Twitch today before the stream or whatever to say hi to Mike, and I go up there and I'm like, I need to pee like super bad, and I go in there and like I have to admit I'm a stall guy. I don't like fucking urinals, alright? I'm a stall guy, alright? So, I fucking...
It's dirty.
Sorry, alright? That's the way I am. But anyways, it was like, I walk in, and it's the most trippiest fucking bathroom. I'm looking for a stall, there's just no stall in there. And I'm just like, I don't think I've ever been in a bathroom that didn't
They have a
stall.
trough.
It was just, and it was like some like old-timey, like 1940s, like, bathroom.
What the fuck?
And yeah, I'm just like, and it's right next to the elevator too. So like tons of people are using this. So like, what if somebody just has to take like a shit, like when they're walking to Twitch, they just can't.
You shit in the urinal,
You
Harrison.
just shit in the urinal.
Yeah. I've sent the shit on
You
Twitch's
piece of shit.
front door multiple times to admins, and one day I'll do it.
Okay, so I have a shit story.
Okay.
No, Hellpocket story.
So this happened like maybe 6 years ago or so, and I was at a tournament in San Mateo or somewhere around there, and like it was a great day, and I had a great time. And I'm driving back home, and I'm gonna go hang out with my boys, and the whole day I had kind of been not really feeling the best. Like I kind of wanted to take a dump, but I couldn't because there was a couple of people around there, and I was kind of gun shy with my ass. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna drive home real quick. It's like 20 minutes, drive home. And I'm rounding and roundabout onto the freeway, and I'm like, oh man, I got a fart. And as soon as I fucking get on the on-ramp, it's a wet one, right? And I'm just like, oh, come on. Please, no. And at the moment I had farted and felt like a little bit of substance, I kind of lifted my butt off of the seat. And I was afraid to put it back down because I didn't want to like believe that I might have, just let out a little bit more than I expected. And eventually I just had to do it because my legs were getting tired of holding myself suspended in the air. And I sat down, and sure enough, it was fucking wet. So I had to drive all the way back to San Francisco with a wet pair of drawers.
So it's nice having you on for the last time, Hellpocket. I hate to end the show like that, but Jesus Christ. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at HarrisonSBA. If you want to follow Honzo Gonzo, you can follow him at Honzo Gonzo. if you want to follow our guest, very special guest, Hellpockets, or aka Shitpockets, you can follow him at Hellpockets on the Twitter.
Than that.
If you don't want to follow any of us, make sure you guys follow us, twitter.com/IPLAYWINNER, facebook.com/IPLAYWINNER, and of course you guys can go to youtube.com/IPLAYWINNER where you guys can check out the archive, and I will have a description of what we talked about and the MP3 link in the description of the YouTube video. You guys can also go to IPLAYWINNER.com, go to the podcast section, and check out every single show in YouTube or MP3 format. Alright guys. Oh shit, I gotta get the song ready.
Bye, gang. Thanks for coming on the show.
And remember, trust me, I'm a doctor.
What? Alright guys, peace.
It didn't work.
No.
Oh, good.